Okay, so a list of foods that is good to consume while you're sun gazing. I pretty much kind of got it down to a concise, critical pattern of thought. Like, pretty much I kind of figured it out so solid to where I could just kind of repeat it back like a regiment list that I would just easily be able to figure out, you know, and then just relate to others and say, hey, this is what it is, this is what you need right here. So here's the list. Anything that's a cheap alcohol-based alcohol, it's got fluoride in it. That's the fucking biggest culprit. If you drink, like, say, 5 or 6 beers in a night or whatever, you go out partying with your friends and you wake up and you got a headache, it's because that fluoride just attacked the fuck out of your pineal gland. And you drink a lot of sugar too, and that shit made you real sick. So those are just 2 poisons in there that you gotta get away from. Processed sugars. Whenever I drink a lot of IPAs, like if I drink like 8 IPAs or a whole 6-pack, I don't get sick. I get real drunk, but I don't get sick. I get real nice buzz if I drink 3. And they're more expensive, but you're gonna get in that fluoride and none of those chemicals. And I've done tests on it. That's why I know. It's because when I drink these, I come out and I do these guinea pig tests. I do these guinea pig tests and I just come back out to the sun, you know, and I test it to see if, you know, if there is any like rejection of the sun, any light negativity, anything like that. Because right now I can just look right at them, and that's not as good as I normally can see them, like a fly on the wall, because of things that I have consumed to run these tests, and because my own slipping, getting caught slipping and drinking things. But yeah, like cheap wine, shit like that, you want to get like expensive wine, but sometimes you can't afford it. You want to drink some nice little bottle of wine, you know, glass of wine or whatever. One thing though, if you do consume these things, it's good to always sun gaze right after you eat, because then you're just going to burn it off, kind of like calories. All right, the next thing, you want to eat as many raw foods as possible. All the processed foods have these same chemicals in them. They're processed with water supply foods. That's the biggest thing, is your food supplies. You want to eat as raw as possible, and you want to eat a lot of vegetables. And if you are sun gazing, you want to eat mostly sun, and then you want to kind of supplement whenever you get hungry or if you have a stomach cramp or whatever, until you can reach the plateau of being able to just be all complete solar color spectrum for your chakra alignment, which is the same color spectrum that comes out of the sun. So it's feeding your whole chakra, feeding all those glands and all those organs. And eventually you could just go eat 100% sun, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, yeah, different foods, man. Your water supply is the biggest thing, because water is the biggest solvent. Water in plastic bottles sucks and absorbs that shit just as fast as a fucking garlic in your fucking shoe. You're just as big of a straw as that. That means that all your chi is just completely blocked. You should be able to do just like Jet Li on the one and be like, and that shit should be like, sorry. Now I actually just fucking kind of did that a little bit. Like I just made it all suck in my arm. So you want to engage your muscles and just, if you can feel it coming in your pores with the electricity shooting up your arms, you know that you're unclogging them. You're actually unclogging them. They're just clogged up because you put all that stuff on your body. And then you got the smog. It's in the air in the cities. Like I'm in the country right now, as you can see, and the air is very fresh and clean, and there's no smog everywhere. But yeah, that's a big key. What you're breathing in, you go into the store, the air is conditioned. It doesn't have chi in the air. It gets filtered out. And every time I go into that element, if I'm not wearing a mask like I usually do, it'll break me down and get me all sick and stuffy and break down my immune system a few notches. So, and it shuts my chi off. Like it just shuts it all off and makes you status quo. So yeah, these are different things that I know for sure, for a fact, from my own test on my own self, and I can be here, standing here wholehearted. If you don't recognize any of these symptoms and things like that, then you would be sleeping in those symptoms. You would be completely doused in your own poison. If you can't look up at the sky and just look at the sky and it's too bright, then you just got too much fluoride in you. All right, so we got water, food, what else? I think that about covers it. And oh yeah, plastic clothes. Your polyester clothes, you want to have 100% cotton leathers, 100% cotton underwear, because that's just all natural. Like Cotton gives me, you know, they supply these. That's super 100% organic cotton, and it's right on your genitals and your area. So that's like the most sacred of areas. You know, you want to keep that away from all those plastics. It destroys your manhood, man, because your body's electrical. It needs electrical impulse. And some people will tell you should sun gaze naked too sometimes, because your genitals need sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get any fucking sunlight to your genitals, man. How you gonna kill all that cancer and shit that people get in their fucking genitals and shit? By absorbing the biggest cancer killer ever, the sun. Stay awake.